right, so should we just jump into it and have a look at a book? This book is from Belgium. So this is the Agreeable Gallery. Blah, 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 maps, bells, deuces. Ooh, what's that? Empires, blah, blah, blah. And this is 1729 publication date. So let's see what we've got. Pretty sure it is Belgium, isn't it? No doubt. Oh, there, Belgium, right in front of us. So let me zoom. We have Belgium. All right. So again, with the Phoenician water themes, here we've got the cornucopia. That's what it's called. Cornucopia, scales of justice. The lion, and these lions, what is it with these lions? We call them lions, but has anyone ever seen a lion actually even look like that, but definitely walk like that? Maybe he's been listening to walk like an Egyptian. I don't know, but this is 1729, and this place is, I mean, look at all the towns, all these names everywhere. It's completely built out. Oh, let's have a look. Do you want to have a look at this one? Is that the right way? No. Pretty boring. Let's go to the next one. I did see there were some good pictures in here. Come on, internet. If I get disconnected, by the way, because I normally do 5 minutes into a live stream, I'll be back. Whoops. All right, so here we go. The provinces of Pays Bas. I don't know what that is. Again, very Phoenician. Here we have Mercury with his Caduceus pointing it up to the skies with the wings on the top. Lots of symbolism there, right? Wings on his helmet, wings on his heels. Mercury. And we know that you spin Mercury, right? You spin it and you get levitation. Very interesting. Here we have Trident Man. So that could be any sort of myriad. What are they calling him here? Is it Yarn? No, that's a map. So it's a Nimrod or any other name for a mer-god. The Sea of Germany. All right. Nutzi. Wow, look at this, how built out this, again, 1729. Are these canals? Not really sure. See how some of them are open, like they look like canals, and the black ones look like roads? But I mean, look, this whole place is completely interconnected. Here we have stars around here. Here's some more stars. Here's some more. Another one. So this would be a good map to overlay on the Googles of Earths. There's another one to find out where all these stars are. Because look, there's heaps of them on here. There's another one over here. Most of them are probably cities like that. Like is that Uruk? But like down here, they had around the rivers and things. Where were they? Like these ones. It'd be interesting to track those. And these little ones here. Up here's another one. So there's actually heaps of them. And then these towers, right? Now we always see the cities. They always draw the cities like this. They're towers, right? Like they've always got a tower. Is that to do with airships? Is that telling you that that's a place we can land? See, they've always got this tower. That's as far as I can zoom in. But see, You know, on all these old maps, the town's always drawn with a tower and a spire. So very interesting. But yeah, just star forts everywhere on this. There's another one up here. They're not that starry. So there we go. All right. Next picture, please. Holland. The land of canals. So actually we were up here on Google Earth a couple of weeks ago with Bern, and there's star forts ever up here. But again, with these towers, right? And the bigger the city, the more towers there seem to be. But why towers? Is that, what's this little circle with the flag mean? Airport? Don't know. Interesting how I can't see any stars here, but I know there's a star here, there's one around here. There's definitely some around down here, but they're just drawn as cities. But again, every single one, right? These towers. Towers, towers. Just wondering what all these broken lines are. Do they go from city to city? Are they air pathways? All right, bit of a picture of a sophisticated walled star city again, and you know, people just fishing with nets in the river. This big juxtaposition we see all the time. Massive cathedrals, of course, always walled cities, always the water, the canals. We still see this today all through Europe. And, you know, sort of Ukraine and Russia and these kind of areas. Here we go again and again with these massive oversized cathedrals. And clearly these are, these are they look like, they're pre-designed as a whole city and built as a whole city, don't they? They don't look like they've sort of been built up randomly. Man, there's a lot of boats down there. Oh, here we go. Here's the Star City. So this is, I don't know, I'm a Star City. As Amsterdam, Amsterdam, oh my gosh. 1585 we are here. Okay, wow. I thought it was 1700. 1585. A lot of boats, completely designed, built out walled cities with man-made canals all the way through them. Again, huge cathedrals. And it's interesting how they always draw the cathedrals, because clearly there'd be other houses and stuff in here, but they're not drawing them, so they're just drawing the important bits, I would think. And who stole the crown? People who came across the ocean, maybe? Who knows? And of course, I mean, look at that picture. I mean, the Christian cross, right? It's a boat mast. Okay, another star. Probably the same city. And oh my gosh, see, look at the build out here. What dates? I'm going to assume this is 1500s, but look at the build out. All these houses, row to row, massive cathedrals, man-made canals. But I mean, how big is this city? And you can't have that many people living that close together, without having proper sanitation and sewerage systems and all this kind of stuff. But then we get this story that in the 1800s they hadn't worked out sewerage. They had this thing called the Big Stink all around the world because they were pumping sewage into the canals. But they had it sorted, a couple of hundred years earlier, which is a little bit strange. I mean, look at this stuff, and it just looks, you know, to get a wall like, you know, that sort of symmetrical, you know, obviously it's not perfect, but you know, it's not built, you know, it's not like they build a bit of the city and a bit of the wall and then a bit more. They've built this as one thing, you know, especially with the canals going through it. All these canals, cathedrals, of course, sitting right over the canal. Got to be near the water. And cornucopia again. Phoenician, what's this? She's wearing wings. Look, they're like strapped on. Or he, she, no, she. It's hard to tell these days. I mean, what is a woman anyway, right? This dude blowing his own horn. Thea Fluvius. So, I mean, very, you know, well, very Phoenician, right? Here we go. We've got a merman, a couple of mermen offering up cornucopias, bountiful cornucopias from the ocean. Interesting. And again, with the trident, they always try to make a dent, don't they? Bit of war. Maybe this is how they took it over. Who knows? Dragon flag. But I mean, look at the amount of boats here. Wow. But I mean, again, this is the side view now. I mean, so look at these structures. Again, this is just dated, but the last picture had 85 on it. So this is Amsterdam, the capital of Holland. And look at this place. And again, this is what we see on the maps, right? They're drawing these towers, but what were they used for? What, you know, what really? Obviously, a lot of them, you know, we think we're drawing down free energy, but were they all? Because, you know, these ones, you know, with the balls on top, you know, they look like, and these, you know, the spires look more like antennas, but this has got a door at the top. Or a window, it looks like a door. So what's going on there? Oh, hello phone. This one too, another opening at the top. I wonder what the etymology of church is. Here are some Amsterdam locals. Well, oh, okay, it's a hand warmer. Cool. And she's got a very, you know, she's a very handsome lady. And look at that hairstyle, man. Woohoo. Go on the old Princess Leia. Afro Princess Leia. And this dude, oh my God, isn't he a cool character? He's got the hair, so I'm, you know, giving him the tick of approval. He's got some cool threads on too, and he's got the hand warmer again. Wow. So it's pretty cold up there in the land of holes. All right, sheep, sheep fart. That's Vaart, guys, Vaart, sheep fart. Amsterdam. And just, yeah, bit of a storm. All right, so here we have complex designs, right, of one of the cathedrals or buildings. Probably not a cathedral, this one. They're normally drawn a bit differently, but and we get these a lot. Now this does have, I'm not sure, I mean, they may be measurements. That may be, I don't know, is that, I don't know how that would be a measurement, but they're not architectural designs. You know, these look like the drawings people would draw showing what they found. They're not architectural. And there's no information in, you know, you wouldn't draw these to show to someone who you're going to build who wasn't an architect. You know, they don't look interesting and they've got no technical information really. It's a bit strange. That, see that would, you would show to someone who wanted to build a building because that looks cool. And again, right, with all these statues, statue. Here's some people ready for an airship. And all these, what's with all the statues? And of course, we know these were pretty much on all buildings because we still see them randomly around the realm, but we've also got all the pictures of them ripping them off and smashing them up. So what was the deal with the statues? I mean, were they markers to what the building's function was, maybe? Who knows? Especially when they're gods, and this guy's ringing a bell. They're trying to tell us something. And a bit of a cutaway. And again, balcony on the roof. Why? Like, is it just to look at stuff? Or is it, these hooks, like anchor points, maybe? Because we've seen the airships anchoring to the Chrysler building and the Empire State Building. I mean, they anchor on balls, but, you could anchor to this. Maybe, I don't know. Speculation. And that would be what we would call a mud flutter, I guess. Here's the ground level. Here's a door. Clearly halfway up the wall. I mean, that goes in at the roof almost. Or is that a window maybe? Okay, it's a window, I think, and they're showing light, which means that's probably prism-like because see how it's angled. But underground, right? Underground. Whee! All right, here we go. Look at this. Day in the life of Amsterdam. All right, first one to spot a giant wins my appreciation. I mean, I thought there was only 3 musketeers. I mean, look at this. There's musketeers everywhere here. I feel ripped off. Someone's built all the beer. That's not good. So, I mean, what is this building in the middle? It looks, this doesn't look that churchy. It all looks like they got beer. It looks like they're using it as a pub. But look what's on the roof. Look at this column. Here we have Neptune again. And this ridiculous massive steeple with an antenna on the top. More here, that looks like a crown. Up here. I mean, that looks like they're not people in the cages, are they? Has AOC been around here? What's going on? See these things? Maybe they're like ancient. And those, like, didn't they in the 60s have girls that used to dance in cages or something in pubs? I don't know. Wasn't alive then. Yeah, so there you go. And look, even the old style pub, how they used to have like the little coat of arms out the front. The lion and the toad kind of thing. So there you go. Day in the life of Amsterdam. Oh, some pretty cool. And this, this step up thing you still see a lot around this area. This is Holland, Belgium kind of area. You in fact see it, all across the realm. But look at this one. It's very ornate, isn't it? I mean, we still see this kind of stuff everywhere. But I'm not sure what this facade was for, because clearly it's not the roof. You can see it's just like a thing to look cool or for some kind of function. And these drawings as well, they're all just lines. Just lines. Right? Like, how do they do it? How do they do it? Tunnels underground, pyramids. Look at this. Top of an archway there. Oh, I just had a beat. But I'm continuing my book, so if that's burning, you're going to have to wait for me. Look at this crown. Oh, look at that Caduceus. It's alive, man, with feathered serpents. That's pretty cool. So the wings up here, they're here. This cherub has a cool necklace. Isn't it funny how necklaces aren't actually lace? It's not that funny. I guess they used to be. Oh my gosh, we've got a merman. He's been skewered. Poor merman. And again, way too many musketeers. Maybe they're just sorting out who are going to be the three. Maybe it's a duel. Who knows? I wonder if anyone's ever had a mono. Tried to fight themselves. What do you think? Wow, look at that.
And look
Again,
at
very
the
crown-like.
onion on top. It's just
Oh
like
my
it looks
gosh.
like the same ones that are on the tops of the ships that
Who is
used
this
to light
voice
up.
from the ether? Hey, how you going, Bernie?
Good, good. I figured, I interrupted your solo show at the start or the end of my day yesterday, so I'll let you start with only cams with Cam
This one.
to begin the day.
I do, but did you see it's been launched? The website everyone's been waiting for. I'll have to show you. But check this. I mean, that is a really cool steeple. And again, oh, is that a ladder? That's not a fancy staircase. That's a ladder for some reason. But why? And again, up here, why is this little balcony here and like doorway
Right?
things? Like, why are people going up there?
Doesn't make
Look at the size
sense.
of this place. Doesn't make sense. Oh, got fruit on his head. Same building again, but I mean, God, is that, no, that looks metal. Is that a gravestone, a random grave in the street? It's a bit grey.
Nothing makes sense there.
Oh, construction photo.
Just a
Construction photo.
bunch pile of ladders.
Why not? Maybe they're looking for Jacob. Tengeli.com. What the hell? .com-y? Oh my God.
uh, Makes you really wonder.
And look at this glass, and this is just one in one building. Look at this glass window. All right, look
That's
at the size of
crazy.
that. Just one. Right, and this is the size of the people, right? So probably about three of those. That's probably a tall person to there.
I
So I mean,
don't think those ladders will quite make it up there.
yeah. That's why they're all piled up, because they keep getting them not too short again, and they just throw them in the pile. Hey, I mean, come on. Apart from how, but why? And it looks like a
That's
bloody,
exactly what I was just thinking. The why, like with the resources that would take, it makes zero sense.
well, look what's on the
And the
ground.
Antiquitech on
Dirt.
it, like they're standing
Look
around
at
in
this. This
mud.
guy's pushing his little wooden wheelbarrow here, right? These guys are sitting in the mud, but they built this.
You
Right?
think
I
they might
mean, really?
put a clothesline somewhere in there instead of having to hang their clothes to dry on the fence in front?
you know, build a chair, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. I mean, look, they can't even work out how to build the top of the table, so they're not doing well. And again, look,
No,
they
they
think all
have
their shovels
shovels
are
there.
broken.
They're breaking ground, Campbell. They're breaking ground. The construction's
Right?
just starting.
Breaking ground. Oh, okay. This is a funeral. Oh my God, we're making fun of a
Oh my
funeral.
God, it
How
is.
horrible.
Oh, we are assholes. Look at that. We are
See, look, they
mocking
got the
the
dead
first
body, and these
person.
dudes are holding their hats down. Whoops. Sorry.
Okay, so that's the
To the person who
funeral. Where's the
died
rest?
500 years ago.
How come that's the first person being
So this is
buried in there, though? There's
exactly,
no other
where's the
gravestones.
graveyard? Yeah, exactly. What's going on? And why? is this a wooden picket fence
With
around
someone's laundry.
this massive masonry antique building? I don't even know what's going on here.
Wheelbarrows.
It's like a Coles shopping trolley or something got left there. Okay, so I guess now they're running away. They've had their burial. But again, like, you know, this dude's just got his ox and his you know, whip and stick, and he's just walking around hitting it. He's a farmer. But look at these buildings that someone built at some point. But we don't have an explanation for it, but they try and tell us we do, but we don't really. Chickens, just chickens in the street. I mean,
We
why
don't
not,
see
right?
the mud flood in these times either, like on the windows as much, like in some of the drawings. It'll be interesting to see if other of the
Yeah,
drawings actually show mud flooded windows.
yeah, a lot of it seems to appear sort of late 1600s, early 1700s. You know, in the cities that we look at, but I think, you know, there's also what we call ancient that are more mud flooded. So here we've got the canal, and where this canal is not flooded, it's got a nice flush man-made edge on it, but clearly not built by these people who are sitting, you know, just with, you know, no technology at all. Got the little stalls. Well, this guy's worked out how to make fire, so that's good. And then at the back, it's not really level out here, but it's kind of a bit muddy, but it's not really what we see, you know, where they're half buried. And what are these people doing? They like making piles, don't they? And then, oh my God. Oh, I thought it kept going out of the page, but it doesn't. It's just a really bad crease.
Proving it is from a real book.
It is from a real book.
Like, look at that. What the?
Oh, okay, here we go. Look, we got a wire. We got a wire. Now, do you think there's support wires there?
But what's
weird,
there
isn't it?
to the right
wires.
there? It looks like a giant tuning fork.
This thing, yeah.
Like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, it's just randomly on the roof, I think. That's interesting, isn't it? It looks exactly like a very fat tuning fork, but
very strange.
I mean, is it on that roof? If it's on that roof, it's very norm, isn't it? Again, just, you know, there's pigs and, you know, just farming in the street.
Oh, look, there's a trap door going underneath that place. It's like half the size of the guy standing next to it. Yeah, what is that?
And the few down here.
Yeah, see, this is looking mud flooded here.
And all these people, it is a bit, and all these, but no one's looking very, you know, educated, right? We've got a few farmers here. These people are just kind of, you know, eating and sitting and stuff. It's, you know, these people, they haven't even got wheels, man. They're just dragging stuff along the ground with their horse. But in the background, you get this. Like, who's got the skills to build this? They're clearly inheritors.
Indeed. Like, yeah, it's like they're building with wood.
And
they're on mud.
That's metal. That thing there is metal.
Like, what would be the purpose of that?
How are they casting that?
And why? Unless it was a working light.
It's interesting that you cast metal, isn't it? Witches use metal cauldrons. Oh, did I just stop sharing? Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I'll go straight back. Hello. All right, where were we? I've got to move this. All right. here we go. Architectural designs. Oh, drawbridge between buildings. What? What does that mean? Why would you have a drawbridge? Does that mean that that's
to let the
canal?
giants in
Can't
it.
Oh, I'd let the giants in. Daniel Stalpayet, architect of Amsterdam. That's not really an architectural design. What's on the roof? What do you reckon that is? I mean, that's clearly, we see these all over the place, right? And they tell us they're sort of, star map type things. You see them everywhere. And
it's like a gyro.
Yeah,
it's a gyro.
Gyroscope, yeah, right.
And it's like, are those mercury balls in it as well? And there's 2 of them.
There's definitely
so
one above, one below, and one in the middle.
Yeah, if those were filled with mercury and that's a gyro, you could have like a crazy freaking plasma mercury going on in there on top of your antenna.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, here we go. Cannons.
Pew,
what
pew.
Are cannons, man? Pew, pew.
But what year is this supposed to be from?
Pew, pew. 1585. Well, like in here it says 1700, but the first picture said, oh, okay, this one's saying 1800. Okay, maybe it's going to work. No, 1729 is when it was published, but the first picture said 1585.
Okay, so there's some older ones mixed in with it.
So,
and you see that red stamp like there, right under the drawbridge? Is that the red stamp there? Yeah, you see these in all the old official books, that it's like stamped.
Or is it
R&R? The Da Vinci one.
That's a face, is it? Is that a face?
It could be.
It's either H&R Block and they're after tax money, or it's R&R and they're just saying, just relax. Just relax. Yeah. Well, this is but yeah, it's a stamp as well, which is interesting. It's not.
But what I recall is
using wax, right?
When we went through Leonardo da Vinci's ones a little while ago, that they also had all of those red stamps in them, and it's like, was this what was allowed to be published, sort of thing? Like that's the government stamp, and then like, where's all the drawings that don't have the stamps on them?
That didn't have exactly. Like someone's just going through the stamp, like yes, no, yes,
like that's a crown. That's actually a crown. It looks like a crown. So that's like the.
It is, yeah. That's you can see it there. It's the royal. So
exactly, that's the royal stamp. That okay, we've allowed this to be leaked or published.
Yeah. Basically, it's got the stamp of approval, man.
Exactly. That's literally the stamp of approval right there. The royal stamp.
The stamp of
approval.
Yeah. Okay, this one was allowed through.
Look at the Antiquitech on top of that. Right? Oh, it's the ship on the anchor. Huh. No, it's like
interesting, eh? Bit of branding as well, a bit of logo, I think, in that, but it could be functional too.
That looks like the rebrand afterwards. Like, look at how generic this building is compared to before. It's like, was this when they came in and refacaded?
Yeah, well, that's a good point too. Well, that's a good point, and maybe that's what a lot of these pictures are, because a lot of these pictures, they're nowhere near as ornate as the actual buildings. Are they like, this is the stripped down picture, this is what we're going to turn it into?
Exactly, the royal stamp of the new facade. Boom, this one's a jail now. Yeah. Boom, this one's your mailbox now, or your post office. And
yeah, like literally, you can keep the facading on the front. This will be a post office. This will be a museum. Leave the statues. This is a jail. Strip everything. That's Here we are. Here's some hooded
the way it is, right? Like
that face, isn't it? Is that a crow? Like a bird?
Yeah, that is definitely a bird mask. The Birdman. The
That's a bird.
Birdman is in charge
Yeah.
right there.
And these are all the
Are they all
nobles hiding
wearing
their
masks,
faces.
or are...
No, they've got these veils on, though, not on their
Yeah.
hats. Apart from the plebs down here, who...
So
And then there's
Thoth is
these
still
balls
leading at this
everywhere.
point in time. Thoth is still in charge at
Yeah,
this point.
pretty much. Look at this guy. Woohoo. Oh my gosh. And I mean, look at the fat. Look how the clothes. Look how much they wear and how ornate everyone's clothing is. Like,
Right?
who's making all this stuff? Who was making it? Because it's all custom made. It's all fitted. This chick's stolen someone's crown. Oh, that's got like a little antenna on the top.
It does. Like, is that a
Here
child,
we
or
go.
was that...
Dates. 1675. J675.
Yeah, it's also 5435. It said above it.
Yeah, I know, right? What is that? Menahem. So that's another calendar, which is probably the Jewish, I would think. Which again,
But
right? So yeah,
regardless,
so
hey, there was a
we don't
J
know
time,
what it is.
and it was 504035 M something, and we were still being ruled by a duck or a bluebird or something.
Yeah, a duck named Donald, apparently. But you see this a lot, don't you? These scepter type things, walking sticks, and they've always got these balls
Yeah,
on the
the
top
orb
or
on top and stuff.
So it
Maybe
looks like
even
a
could have been
meeting, doesn't it? You got all the commoners down here, and the church is the government, basically, by the looks of it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's like definitely that was their ruling committee right there.
Here's some more pew pew. Oh, look at these balls.
Yeah, I just noticed that
Weights,
too.
man.
What the heck
Dumbbell.
is that?
And this one's
That's
got a hole in
something
it,
different.
like it's had the bit taken out.
But look, they're
It is.
connected.
Same
Yeah, all
over
the other ones are
here.
connected. They're like barbells.
Yeah, barbells.
And then plugs.
What does that mean?
That's something else.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Isn't it? Barbells. I mean, maybe you just have to like lift these a few thousand times before you can attempt to lift this. But yeah, no, that might be a clue to what these were, right? Because cannons don't make sense at all.
Oh, exactly. Especially the ancient ones. Like they're nonsensical. Oh, that looks mud flooded too.
Look like machinery.
Go back to the windows there, Campbell, at the very bottom.
Oh yeah, right. It is too. Nice pickup. And this is Johannes Thingboon. Sculpts it. He sculpts it. Who sculpts it? Johann sculpts it. So it looks like it's trying to say this is a design, right? But yeah, with windows half under the ground. And doors, by the way, that don't look like you can get through them.
No. I'm going to just hook up the other computer here, so I'll let you take it over. Oh, for a minute.
Right, no
that is Mad Star Fortish.
Harlem.
And look at all of the canals. That's all water canals. Look at the detail of it. You can see that each of the streets is actually like watered canals through there.
Let's have a... Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we've got... Hang on, let's see if we can find it here, an inlet. Okay, so yeah, all the darker stuff is the canals.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes underground, pops out here. So it goes all the way through that way, up through there. And of course, oh my God, that is the oldest looking cherub I've ever seen. Here we've got to do with a hat, and I don't know what he's doing. He's fishing for something. Oh, windmill. Don't know, man, with a bolt of linen and a star city, Harlem, right? Harlem. I didn't know there was a Harlem in Europe. And here we have a side view again, and it's this same thing, right? Look at this little wooden bridge with a little wooden. They got the design right, the shape right. It's just bits of wood. And then in the background we get this, right? And even this looks like it's flooded here, doesn't it? Don't know. Oh, okay, it's a canal. It doesn't look manicured, right? Like the rest of this city looks. Again, look at that. Just antique tech everywhere. I mean, look at this stuff. And this is, where are we? Oh, this is Harlem. Harlem again. Maybe we'll see Arnold, because it takes different strokes to build the world, in case you didn't know. But again, all these bits of broken wooden fence and just little wooden doorways, it's just silly, right? Even in here, they tried to fill the gap with a bit of fencing, but in the background, these massive masonry constructions. The double-headed eagle, which I need to research more, but it's, we do see it on a lot of Tartarian maps and things. So it seems to be a Tartarian symbol, and obviously if it was, it's been usurped at this point. Look at this moon, it's very Islamic, all crowned. Oh, it's a bit 666-ish, isn't it? So this is that. De Graaf and Hoog, Himmelad van Vinland. Am I good? Hey? Can I move to Holland? I always said Deutschland. Dutchland. How come Dutchland isn't Deutschland? Very close. Go, got out. What is that? A swan or a stork or something? Again, these, belfries, right? Doors and windows, stairs up. What are they for? More cornucopias. And this, we see the same iconography everywhere, and this scrolling stuff, it's everywhere. This stuff again is also instruments, right? The end of a violin is that, and all the string instruments like violas and double basses and all that. And here we have a star. It's the star of the show. Oh, this is Naarden, sorry. Again, massive, oversized cathedral, huge earthworks. This is all water. So these are what they, told us when we were growing up were moats. There's all this outer stuff. And that finishes sort of rather abruptly there, so I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, this one's still there. You can still see that, and I believe that's, there's still people, living in there. Basically, it's still like that. This is Muiden, and just a small town, star town. All right, but still got their big cathedral, oversized, got their star wall, and they've got their little star citadel. with their King's Castle with the moat. That actually looks like we were told every castle was, right? Castle with a moat. But of course, they don't tell you about all the other stuff it's connected to. And what are these? Are these? It's just showing farming, I guess. They're farming cows, horses, other beasties, and again, stamp of approval. Oh, wow, that is a very big erection. And when I say that, guys, don't be rude. I'm talking about this cathedral construction in the middle. It's huge. I wonder who did erect it. This is Wisp.
Just massive.
Massive.
Like,
and if there was a mountain around here, the top of it would be called the Wisp Peak.
That's Wisp Peak right there. That's the peak right there in the middle.
Oh, okay. You got to sit on top of this. This is the Wisp Peak.
That's the
It's
Wisp
got
Peak.
a rooster on it. That's a Wisp Peak. There you go.
But just
This
look at this.
Okay, you can read this one. This is yours, Bernie. What's this called?
Mana Chodamvi. Mana Jidikadama?
That's a you.
Mana Chodamvim. Mana Chodamvim.
It's Mona Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh,
get it right.
Why did I not get that?
We're near Brussels, so I think that's definitely what it's called.
But like, just look at the intricacy of all of the canals everywhere. Like, that's a canal going separating
the size difference. These are the houses, right? These are 4-story houses.
Yeah.
Look at the
size
difference to this. So clearly, this isn't a church, right? It's a machine. But yeah, look at all the canals. So we've got all around here, yeah. So it comes in, down through there, then back down here, loops around here, down through here.
And
then under here, they've got lots of these bridges.
It would also explain why most of the rivers are so canaled out, and that they have these, what I've noticed are the same as Tesla valves engineered into lots of them to control the flow. But for flood season and stuff, it's they had to have absolute control and prevention of that, or every single house would be underwater every single flood season. The technology and terraforming and water control that would have been involved in all of this is so much more than what's being acknowledged or given credit to.
Well, this looks like wetlands.
Yeah, so that would be their flood area. Yeah, see, so they've already engineered those wetlands.
It also means there's water there. So if it wasn't controlled properly, they would flood, because look how close, it's not like there's not a gap between the shore and the water level, right?
Yeah, and the canals on every
it's pretty
street.
much right down there. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the whole thing would go under. So, and that's what I think we mentioned it yesterday, is the whole Starfort's big pumping station, or some kind of valve. Not the cities, but the stars, the citadels.
Yeah, the batteries.
Yeah, the batteries. Yeah, I mean, now here in this little bit, we've got some. Did they build these or get these to try and get the water under control? Let's look at all the balls on the top of this, man. Look at that.
Very strange. All the side canals and stuff. Those aren't roads, those are waterways.
Yeah, everything. This is all done. And again, look at this. You got this, big construction, a doorway gate, and then like this little wooden. The next one's just bits of wood. Like completely different construction, like different people. But yeah, even just out here, like look at all the water is running out to the fields. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 canals just there.
Like, how did they build that without any sort of like engines and power and like just on man and animal power? Yeah, right. Like you would have needed leveling equipment, like to see. Like, look at how like it just.
It has to be perfectly level. If you've got
And
that much
it
water
would have
in it,
had
I mean,
to
look what
be
happened to
for all of those
Venice.
canals to run. It had to be all level. Like it's.
Yeah. And if it's not running and flowing properly, then it all stands and gets stagnant, and then you got a massive disease problem.
Yeah, or dries up or floods everything. Like it's just.
Yeah, it's kind of
perfect
it's really
system,
good
but
if
it
it
would.
runs well, but if it doesn't,
Yeah,
yeah,
it just
if it
crashes
stuffs
and
up, it's like a big
collapses.
issue. So here we go, a square, completely surrounded in a nice moat. And this looks like a orchard, right?
Orchard, yeah. Like, look at that park there,
and
the
then
garden.
fields out here.
That looks like a computer processor.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a macro chip. A massive macro chip is what this looks like.
Yeah.
And why would you put your resources into making a giant macro chip?
And again, why would you make this? Like arches, but there's no roof on this. Like, what's the function of that? All right. But and like even the way it's gated. See how they got these gates in the wall? One at the center, one at, that's just interesting.
And is that water or is that garden or like what the heck? Like it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like what stone
I
and
don't
what's
think it's water, but what is it? Yeah.
Right? Like
what is it? Because these are clearly fields.
Yeah.
But this is drawn different. And look, the whole thing, like this, look at the orchards go the whole way around. Right?
Like
and
it
then
looks
way
like
out
a
here.
massive macro chip.
Yeah, it does.
Like
and so is this water feeding this? Is this a farm, like basically a farm, right? This is the water that feeds it, but they're using these chips to somehow enhance the the current, right? I don't know.
No, that's what it would have to be. Somehow increasing the EM fields of it.
I'd have to work out what this is and what it would be doing. Is it transmitting or receiving or holding or...
Right? Just bizarre.
But it's interesting. I know, right? That's not how we build farms these days, that's for sure. But it looks pretty, like a pretty good design.
And like, it's more than just for the beauty aspect of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, with that one, no one could see this unless they were in an airship,
you'd
right?
have to see from above.
Yeah. So it's kind of pointless, from a beauty standpoint. Oh, here we have the holy bull and the lion. Roar. The lion that doesn't quite look like a lion. Edom.
Indeed.
And here we have, you see this a lot, the old A sound, A-E.
Yeah.
A.
Look at
and then again,
all of
we've
those
got
canals throughout around it.
Yeah,
and
all the way
then
through the
going
middle,
through
we've
the
got
city itself.
3
But just
runs
the
and then
field.
sideways.
Like
But,
we don't
look at
farm
this. So it comes in here, it goes around the edge, and look, these are all canals going this way.
Yeah.
Every second road now.
Exactly. Like,
And then you got three going this way. So everyone's living within, a block of the canal, basically, aren't they?
exactly, a block of the canal. It would have been their major infrastructure for like boats going around doing the milk deliveries. Essentially, every city was like Venice.
Yep. And we've got our orchard here, and we've got these. Is that supposed to be
Like,
swords? That looks like a
like
coat of arms,
sacred
doesn't it?
geometric gardens, like
This one? What's going on? Because this
indeed.
one you can kind of envisage, okay, they could, plant out like that, have a fruit trees and have their crop. But what's going on here? And here.
Yeah,
And look at this. Look at this. What's that, you reckon, just to get down an elevator to get
38.
down to that level by the looks of it? Number 38. Oh, it probably tells us 38. Where's 38?
Yeah.
38 is Gayengenhuis. There you go, Gayengenhuis. And look, this is awesome. Look at this. So they've built this whole city, right? They've built the canals and everything. But this dude's got his cow or his horse pulling his boat down the canal.
And yes, like there's a
I mean,
comment
come on.
through Acker asking maybe all the canals go back to the time of Atlantis, and that's what we're wondering is like, are these star cities, the maps with the J's in front of them, is it actually not the 1600s as we suspect, only 400, but that J represent a different number from millennia, and that in fact these are maps from a
Age
completely
number.
different era and time frame pre-reset.
Like an age, like Gemini, if they spelled Gemini with a J, sort of the age of Gemini. And Atlantis, yeah, it could be. There's Old World Florida has been doing quite a bit of work on is America and Florida Atlantis. Check out the ports in here. Look at this construction. What are these? Are they building boats around here? Look at
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that's
They're building
definitely.
boats. It's a
So
boat
those would have been
construction
like
line.
dry
Like, look,
docks.
it
Those are
is. Look,
dry docks.
look at this. You got the wood here. I think they're building them. Look, you got wood here, and then it looks like they're sort of in different stages of construction
Yeah, those are advanced
until
dry
you get around
docks
to
if
the
that is
end.
then. Each one of that is a dry dock. They would have flooded it once it's
How did
built
they
and
and let it in? Yeah, right.
yeah.
And then look what we have here, right? Sitting on a base that looks like it's bolted into the star, and probably has a big shaft going down into the water or something, right? That
Exactly.
could be the mechanism that floods these.
But just look at how the
But I mean,
boats
just
all go
look at
in and the
this.
docks and everything. Like these were global seafaring like societies, like hugely everywhere.
Yeah. Well, look at this. This gate here clearly had to rise,
Drawbridge.
get out of the way
Yeah.
some way because they're getting boats through there. So yeah, some kind of drawbridge. But look at the gatehouse they build. What the hell? That's what you do, when you've got time and wealth to spare. It's like, let's just do let's just do that.
This is
And of course,
insane.
these are, these cavaliers we see everywhere. Got some cannons down here. Of course, got to defend against the orchards. They might come walking in. Here's another one, another windmill. So again, is that part of the pumping station? And what did I see up here? I
Oh, look at that big
saw,
water wheel there. Campbell,
was it?
zoom back in behind the
Yeah,
that windmill.
down here.
Yeah, and then up a bit. Up from there. Right there. Look at that. Big water wheel. No, corner. Right, to the right, to the right.
Oh,
There.
there. And right
Like, what is
outside a
that?
cathedral.
Like just giant double wheel
And look,
there
there's a
on the
dock in here. Yeah,
like that's
pumping
massive
something.
water wheels on the canal.
Well, look at the size of it. I mean, this is a cathedral. I mean, and these are, what were these? Four, 3-4
Yeah.
story houses. It's
So
the
that's
same
gotta be
height as
three,
they
four
are. It's
stories
huge,
too. Crazy.
massive. And then these ones out in the field are obviously
Oh,
different,
another water
got
wheel right
different
there.
function.
That,
Another one, another water wheel. But again, these are right on the canals, right?
yeah.
These water wheels. And see how this one's got this different base, which is the same as the ones that we saw, like these.
Yeah.
They look a lot more machine-like, where these are just sort of towers. So what's going on? I mean, and these could literally just be to help the flow of the water, or they could be using the current flow of the water to get free energy, right?
Oh, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got the old horn. And look at
Look at
this
those
wall out
massive
here. Look at this
seawalls.
seawall.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And out here, look at this. What's that, a viewing deck or a lighthouse without a light? But I mean, just to build these seawalls in, what are we talking, the 1600s? I mean, how? And
Just
look, oh no, I thought that was a windmill. That's a boat.
yeah.
But and again, right? They have all this, right? They've built all this, masonry and docks and dry docks and inlets and drawbridges and all this stuff. And then out here, someone's just built a little wooden wharf. It's like, come on, what are you doing? But yeah, so there's, I mean, look at the infrastructure just in that and that's not even a big city. That's Horner, Vogue Horn,
Right?
which is obviously
And the
we've got
amount
a
of
horn up here,
shipbuilding they have
and we've got
going on there.
the unicorn. Do you reckon a unicorn's just a really frustrated eunuch? The eunuch
That's
horn, a
funny.
horny eunuch. God, that's not a very good fake, is it? Do
Indeed.
you reckon they get
I'm just gonna
phantom?
run to the
What's it
washroom
called?
quick, Campbell. Sorry,
Phantom,
I'll be right back.
phantom limb. All right. I'll tell myself jokes and everyone else who's in chat that I can't see. So I hope you're all still there, because I'm just looking at a screen with pictures and talking, basically. Here, I mean, look at this place, guys. Look at this. And look at this tower in the front here. Can you see that? Of course, it's got a ladder going up there, but can you see that's a tower? This thing? I mean, oh my God, look at all the flags. This place is going off like a frog in a sock. Wow. And again, look, they're all built out on the water, and these are all docks in here. Like this is major construction, like moving construction. Another big star, man-made docks in the city. Everything, right? The canals. Who have we got here? 3 Fish, 2 Star Lady. On Chusa. Okay, so here's another harbour with a few boats, little boats docked. Some kind of fence in there. Here we go. We've got food growing, and again, these fractal gardens that, what are they? This kind of could be a garden. These are clearly trees, but what's all this stuff? Like drawings in the ground, but again, you can't see this unless you're in the air. So, like that could be a planting of a garden, but this is clearly a drawing, this one. That's just bizarre. South Ketton. Like, is that what? So I think they've all got rugs for their backyards, right? Well, here's the market. What's going on there? Oh, their houses. Okay, that's water, and these are probably warehouses, I guess. Pretty cool, hey? Here's the Westerhoofd. And here's the Oefterhoofd. The Oefterhoofd. Yeah, this is just very, wow. Of course, mark stamp of approval. But yeah, look at this. I mean, they wouldn't even conceive of building a city like that these days. Look at the massive onion dome here, right? Which we're told is Islamic, and this is up in the Netherlands somewhere. I don't think Islam people say Oefterhoofd, that's for sure. But here we have it. And then look at this massive tower. And look, more of these gardens. They're everywhere. What's going on? We're missing something big here. The Latins, the fractals, like they had something going on. Again, look at these harbours, man. These are just unbelievable. This is Medemblik. It's West Friesland. Oh, okay. We're probably up near Friesland. Nice. Frisia, the Frieslandians. From the Orlinda, here we have more dry docks. Look at this. It's like a production line, right, for boats. And of course, it's just all wood. This dude's got an axe. That's all hand tools, just, just people and hard labor, basically. But again, look where they're doing it in this man-made star with man-made canals and harbors and islands and, oversized cathedrals with onion domes with a cross on the top and these water wheels again. Look at that one. It's just, there's a big juxtaposition, shall we say. And is it taking a long time for me to get through this book? Because it seems to be. Maybe I'll have a look how much we've got to go. And I might say, hello.
It's a fascinating one, though, and it's well worth the look. Because
it
documents how intricate the canal system is, and that they were utilizing both the water wheels and those windmills for kinetic energy, kinetic mechanical power everywhere. And then, look at these elaborate geometrical gardening systems and layouts and stuff. Like, clearly there was a science to growing and to like the geometry of energy and water, and that they included it in a high level and degree of their agriculture and their infrastructure everywhere.
It's just insane. And again, the water. Is that a bit of land? I think it is in the middle of the canal.
Yeah, 100%. That's land in between.
It is. And then up here we've got some kind of more dry docks or something.
Yeah, exactly what that would be.
So clearly, I mean, this has to be all masonry. If this wasn't masonry, it wouldn't be there.
It would erode immediately.
Yeah.
And that's another key part, is all of those canals would have, this entire cities would have to be on like a masonry infrastructure, like or foundation, to not erode with all of the canals and the water everywhere.
Yeah.
And for the dredged out for the ships to go through, like that's so much work.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have to be deep as well. Isn't it? And so you can see this is all self-contained, but then we've got canals heading off here, maybe to the farmland, and then we've got a big one down here, which is probably how they get cities and things.
So this is a good point. The magnetic field was much stronger in those days, and that they're saying like Earth's magnetic field is at its weakest point right now, and like getting weaker than it's been in like centuries or millennia or whatever since we've been studying it, and that plants directly respond to the electromagnetic fields and get grow from EM radiation. And if they were magnifying it with the water and somehow charging the water magnetically through that geometry, it probably would be giving them those increased crop yields 2 to 3 times.
Indeed, yeah, that was pretty cool.